your first tank.
Wake up, it's the Coach Brickey Sports Show with the team that can give you what you know, what you need and what you want on the court. For football, the basketball, and every other sport. With Troy and DL and Dr. Carl Brinkley and Paul and the Coach Robert Brickey. It's time, get your coffee and get ready for the flow. Get ready for the Coach Brickey Sports Show. And get ready for the flow. And get ready for the flow.
And good morning to you. I hope you had a great weekend. Fantastic. It was hot, but I'm telling you, look, we're still here. Anyway, we're back on this Monday morning for the Coach Brickey Sports Show. I'm manning things here from the flagship station of the Widu Radio Network at 2520 Murchison Road, Fayetteville. I'm anchoring. This is Troy. In the studio with me is Reverend Carlton Brown. On the line, we have from Charlotte, we have Coach Brickey, and also we have DL. And I'm turning things over now to Coach Brickey. Good morning, Coach.
Good morning, gentlemen. Good morning. Always good to be with you guys on Monday morning. Listen, I know Paul's not with us this morning, is he?
No, he's not.
Okay, he's somewhere wearing some Knicks gear, I know. And listen, I'm happy for the city of New York. New York, I'll give you a story. When I used to coach at West Point, so I would be in I'd be in the city, New York City sometime. Mm-hmm. And just from my time there, people really gravitate heavily toward professional sports. So, like here, college athletics rule, but in New York, it's the Knicks, the Yankees, the Mets, the Jets. All New York sports. They are all in on pro sports, hockey and all. So I can only imagine the energy
it's crazy
that's going on in New York. They got a 2-0 lead, headed back home, and the anticipation of winning a title. When was the last time you won a title? That was 73.
73. I was a senior in high school.
Yeah. Right. So congratulations to the Knicks. Hey, they have put together probably one of the greater runs in playoff history because they're 13-0. I mean that's there's very few teams that run the table through the entire playoffs. I'm not saying they're gonna do that, but they'll be close, and so that's an unbelievable accomplishment. So I know Paul picked the Knicks. And somebody else on our team picked the Knicks as well. But congratulations to the Knicks. What does anybody else think about that?
Well, I wouldn't congratulate them until they win 4 games.
It's not over yet.
And not over yet. So, I mean, that's kind of. I'm not hating on them, but that's where I'm rolling with that.
Not really hating on them.
Right.
Look, I saw Paul yesterday, but look, I'm gonna have a comment about all of that. Later on. I'm gonna let you guys have your say, but there's a backdrop to that I think that is worthy of discussion, sir. Okay?
Okay. Which is?
Yeah, I it's not over yet, but the role that they're on right now is a serious role. Like I said, 13 straight. I think momentum is something, man, and they started playing right at the right time. But again, if San Antonio can win tonight, I think it might put a pause in all this exuberance. But right now, you got to give it to them. The stars are playing like the stars. Sure. The role players are coming in at the right time, making shots, timeless shots every time San Antonio. And again, San Antonio, you can tell the youth, the inexperience is showing up. Coach need to do a little bit better. That last play, he should have called a timeout when they got the rebound. They didn't call it. So New York is looking good, but I'm not crowning them yet. They got to win 2 more. I'm still holding out that San Antonio can make this a good series?
What you got, Dio?
Well, Pastor Brian, I will. One thing I'll disagree with you on is the calling the timeout. Sometimes in that situation, you don't want the defense to be able to set up. You would just hope Wemby would have made a better play. Now, the guard for the Spurs, wanted the ball. Once he saw Wemby give it to him, he was going to run, I guess, to, give him the balance of floor. So, that right there, I'll give the coach a little bit of leeway. But I'm looking right now, I was saying that I had predicted the Spurs to win. But you know why I want Mike Brown to win? He was fired from Cleveland when LeBron went to Miami. He went to the Lakers, and Magic, to me, disrespected him. Oh, he's not a good coach. Magic attacked a number of Laker coaches except for his buddy Byron Scott. And look who he picked in the draft. He should have picked Jason Tatum but got the ball boy. But I get back to my point. And he was fired. He was fired in Sacramento because him and Darren Fox didn't see eye to eye. He was fired in Sacramento. And he didn't start off good with New York because New York was a defensive team. They started off slow this year. So they stayed the course and they bounced back. So I'm rooting for Mike Brown, and I'm also rooting for Jalen Brunson because the Dallas Mavericks tried to lowball him with an offer. And you got coaches running around here saying short guys can't lead a team, and Brunson's doing exactly that. So, and Karl Anthony Towns, I think he takes too much criticism, and so I'm hoping the Knicks pull it off. But they're not the team that's been so desperate. They 53 years. Some franchises ain't won one ever. They act like they send those downtrodden and they just woe is New York. But I'm hoping they get it this year.
But Coach,
I think Spurs too, and I still don't think it's over.
Yeah.
But but you put yourself at a tremendous disadvantage when you go 0-2 at home.
Right.
Oh, no doubt.
Then you got to go to New York. Now imagine what it's going to be like in the Garden tonight.
It's going to be a zoo.
So it's going to be an absolute zoo. So you got to, not only do you have to beat a team that's on a roll, you would have to go into the den of the Knicks,
the Lions,
and snap jaws from the mouth of from the jaws of victory. So they got their work cut out for it. What were you gonna say, Troy?
But however, there's drama in New York because this president would be the first president ever to have attended an event like this. But you see, in defense of President Trump, what some people may not realize, but then again, that's why you have Troy here. The owner of the Knicks is the person that invited the Trumps. They invited Trump. He's one of his billionaire buddies. The owner of the Knicks also owns the New York Rangers and Madison Square Garden. So he's going to, he said he may attend tonight's game as well as Wednesday's game. And all I can say is that to all of the folk out there I love and that are near and dear to my heart, like Daryl Johnson, you're on the same side with Trump now, okay? So congratulations. Y'all have something in common, okay? Yeah. Trump has been a Knicks fan all of his life, and you can't deny him that. I mean, what you gonna get mad at him because he's coming to a game that he got invited to by the owner? When the tickets
Troy,
are $20,000. So hold it. Say what?
Well, here's the thing: when the president comes, regardless of who the president is, they can't do the fans' festivities. They can't bring in bags. That's the only issue, because I don't want to make it about politics, but I feel sorry for the fans because they can't do the like when they play in Toronto, they pack out. When the team's on the road, they pack out this other place where they do watch parties. They can't do watch parties in New York because of all the extra security. And I feel bad for the fans, all the New York fans. And that's the only downside to having the president there.
But talk to the owner. He's the one that invited.
I'm just saying. I'm just
saying. But DL, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying, hold it. The owner of the team is his pal, and he invited him to the game. So I'm just saying is that
The game will still be played on the floor, whether the president is there or not. And so I'm hopeful that San Antonio will wake up and be who they are. I still think they are the better team, but New York right now they have more experience and they're just playing lights out right now. I mean, so
can they continue to be that good?
That's the question.
That's the question I had. I said, okay, I'm ready. I know everything is dropping now. I mean, everything they throw up, they could probably shoot it from the stands in the fall.
And it goes in, right.
But will they be able to continue doing that, Coach? Because, there are games like that, matter of fact, I've seen you playing games like that. When you was in college, it's just like somebody they can't miss,
But 13 games in a row, so they're hoping they can run it out. So, but again, I hope that they cool off a little bit.
Coach, can they continue to do that now?
Man, okay, it's a game of adjustments. So we're going to have to come out and see how San Antonio adjusts. I thought they put Wemby in two bad spots in the first two games. One, he's guarding Karl Anthony Towns way at the top of the key, and he's pressuring him.
Yeah.
Why? Because every time he does it, he just puts his head down and drives the ball.
Yeah.
When you are the longest player in the league, you give him 6 feet, make him shoot over you. If he can beat you from the perimeter, he's going to have an awesome night. I will live with that. But I cannot live with you putting yourself in a position to pick up a foul because you're driving the ball. And listen, you don't need to pressure people. You have a gift that nobody else has. Use that length. And then the second thing is he is bringing the ball up. He's trying to do too much off the dribble.
Right.
And New York's new defense is geared toward, because they know he's going to dribble and spin. And they're already, you can see it on the film. They are closing the gaps as soon as he drives the ball. So he's got nowhere to go. So they're going to have to get him the ball on the post somehow. They got to run I don't want to get too technical, but a guard big screen and get a mismatch and, get him the ball on the block so he gets an easy bucket. Because right now he's having to work way too hard to get any kind of scoring.
Right. Well, we'll see what happens. Trump's team versus San Antonio.
See, you're trying to start some mess now, right? About Trump's team. You're trying to start some stuff, man.
I'm telling you, it's the truth, man. Come on. The guy's been a Knicks fan his whole life. He's a bigger Knicks fan than you guys because he's older, okay? He's about 80 years old. So he was a Knicks fan before you, Reverend Paul, wherever you are out there, Daryl. So it's Trump's team versus San Antonio. That's the way it works.
Well, look, I'll say this, and this is one of the things that nobody ever talks about during the tournament or the playoffs, is toughness wins. And right now, New York is a tougher team. Really, if you look at statistically, they're about even in both games. But New York is the tougher team. Brunson is tough. Hart is one of my favorite players because I love a good role guy. He does all the dirty work. Anunoby is tough. So they've got and what's the little guard comes off the bench? Can't think of his name, but they play with a degree of toughness that San Antonio does not. And I think that is the edge that's giving them the edge in the series so far.
And Mikal Bridges woke up at the right time, right? He was playing terrible until, a few games ago, and now he's lights out. So it's just, again, man, Josh Hart, OG, everybody is making great contribution to this team. It's a team effort, and everybody is playing in sync at the right time. And, again, I'm like you that Wemby has to play. He got to start his game lower and stop trying to be a point guard and play like a big man, catch the ball down low. And I think he'll do much better. But Cat has outplayed him this series so far, right? And so we're going to see if he'll make up the difference tonight and the rest of the series.
Hey, Coach, were you talking about the point guard, is it Hamlet?
Shamet.
You talking about
Landry Shamet is shooting the ball really well out of it. No, but what's a small guard that came over to the Knicks in the trade by midseason?
I think you talking about Dorado. I don't remember. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about.
You know what I love about him? He brings the energy. He's a pest. Like, he's a guy, you don't really count on him statistically, but you don't want to play against him either.
Yeah. Alvarado, yeah. So, yeah. What I like about this series is like when you talk about faces in the crowd, I like how Patrick, Larry Johnson, Starks, and Walt does the games, but he's not doing the radio or the TV games because of the playoffs. I just like those old school players coming back rooting for their team because, Patrick and them were never able to win nothing with Jordan and Elijah Wan. So I just like seeing that. That's good for TV when you see, because they always highlight the Spurs, Tim Duncan and David Robinson and Mano. So I just, I like it when I see those old players come back. It's just good for television.
I agree. Yeah, I'd like to see, especially in pro sports, you see that more in college sports than you do in pro sports. But I love the fact that they bring back the old heads, and they are there to celebrate the Knicks as they run through this playoff run. So even when you go to San Antonio, you see David Robinson and Tim Duncan and some of the older Spurs during their great runs, participate. So I think that's good from the fan perspective. And also, just it shows you that basketball is a fraternity. And we like to see guys because the guys jump around so much now. It'd be hard for you to pick a team because LeBron's played how many teams in his career? Well, he's played forever. But, what team is he ever going to go back and support? Cleveland, maybe?
And it's good that these New York older players, they're at the away games and at the home games. You see them at every game, and that kind of support, I think, bodes well for the players when they can look up and see that the guys who came before them are cheering for them. So I think,
and the president will be cheering for them too. Don't leave him out.
Man,
who?
The president will be cheering too.
Come on, Trump.
Don't leave him out.
Why are we talking about Donald Trump on the day like today?
But look, that's the story. Because look,
he won't be a story tonight, man.
If you guys have followed everything, if you read something sometime, okay, ticket sales have dropped 30% because of his presence, not because because of the security and everything. That is the story. That really is the story. You may not want to recognize it, but that is the story.
Story will be on the court, and we'll see what influence he has on that.
Right. But look,
it's gonna be interesting.
Right. Don't be hating on me. I'm just bringing up what
nobody hating on you, but you keep bringing up President Trump, and
because he's a part of the story now.
Game, man. He has nothing to do with the game. That's not the story.
That is the story.
The story will be on the court
when
San Antonio is going to take the game tonight. That's the story.
Well, I mean that's his team too. So y'all just mad because that's his team too. That's what the story is.
Coach, move on, man, because I don't know what's wrong with this brother, man.
It's the truth. That's his team too. So look, I'm not sad about it because Trump has another win. Whatever. If they win, Trump wins. He'll take credit for it. Wait and see.
That's why they're not going to win, so you can't take credit.
Right. So this brings up a good point. So imagine if the Knicks win, and so you think about a guy like Jalen Brunson, who's never been considered a superstar, but is playing at a superstar level in playoffs. And so, what would this do for his legacy if the Knicks win?
My goodness. What? I mean, but they said they'll rename the whole state after that boy, man. So Listen, it will do wonders for him. I don't think he'll ever be called a superstar, but certainly he would go down in New York lore as one of the greatest players in terms of sports, because he's really galvanizing the team right now. But they call him Mr. Clutch. So really, his image would really explode. I mean, if he was to be able to lead New York Knicks to a championship, my goodness.
Yeah, that would be. And you think about this, he's a New York kid. His dad is on the coaching staff.
Right.
He played at Villanova, which is not far from New York City.
Right.
And then he, also played with his two Villanova teammates in the national championship. Now they got a chance to win the NBA title. So this story has a lot of prongs.
A lot.
And this could set Jalen Brunson up to be. I mean, he would be in New York basketball lore. I mean, this would be an unbelievable legacy for him.
What?
Because you think about who was on that 73 team, the Knicks 73 team. That was that Willis Reed,
Walt Frazier,
Earl
the Pearl,
Earl the Pearl. Yeah. So you think about how those names are revered in New York City basketball legacy. Brunson is going to put his name on top of all of that, because really there's a segment of fans who don't remember that 73 team. They'll gravitate toward this team. And, he'll be the king of New York for the rest of his life.
Oh, yeah. I think what makes it even more, I think the appeal is that New York was one of the original teams of the NBA, right? And so, in fact, they played the first NBA basketball game. They scored the first bucket in the NBA. And so, because it's one of the original 11 teams, man, this is one of the greatest sports city, one of the greatest teams. And so, man, for Jalen, if he could take it home, he would be an icon in New York forever.
Great.
Well, unlike L.A., Boston, Chicago, the medium, those are the big four media markets, including New York. They just could never sustain championships, even making it to the finals as far as NBA basketball in New York. For some other reason, the ownership wasn't patient with coaches, or they just made bad decisions over the last 30 and 40 years. And the only two times they got to the championship twice. They lost to Houston and they lost to San Antonio. So, like I said, now baseball in New York, they won a lot. Football, they don't want. They've won one. But basketball, this will be their third one if they can pull it off. So, hats off to them, because this is the time that they should try to get that championship. They can't let off the gas tonight, because if San Antonio wins tonight, we got a series.
Got a different game going on. Yes, sir.
Well, look, guys, Coach, you got about 30 seconds before we go to the break. We'll go to a break.
Let's go to the break.
Come back and
we'll cover on the other side.
We'll chat more and about all of this. Look, appreciate you guys, man. Producing Reverend Carl Brickey. We'll be back for more.
And get ready for the flow. Brickey Sports Show.
Israel and Iran have traded fire early in their first attacks against the U.S. They struck ceasefire 2 months ago. The State Health Plan Board of Trustees have approved their strategic plan and Medicare Advantage benefits for 2027. Those changes include higher premiums and increased out-of-pocket costs for some retirees as the plan works to close a funding gap and improve financial stability. A powerful 7.8 magnitude earthquake has rocked the southern Philippines, killing at least 32 people. Most of the deaths occurred in the Sarangani province due to the landslide. Demolition crews are tearing down the former St. Joseph's Hospital campus in Asheville. As summer temperatures ramp up across North Carolina, HVAC companies are working around the clock. Mike Rayleigh, NCN News.
I'm Jamie Monticelli, WIDU Radio News. A quick note from Cumberland County Schools. The last day of school for year-round calendar students is tomorrow, Tuesday, June 9th. Schools will be dismissed 2 hours early. The city says summer is here. The community pools and splash pads are officially open for the season. Cool off, have fun, make a splash all summer long. Please note that Chalmers Pool is temporarily closed. The city of Fayetteville says more and more guns in North Carolina are being stolen out of parked cars. They say you should secure your firearm with a lock or case, hide it from view, and lock your vehicle every time. Last week, Mayor Mitch Colvin presented the key to the city to Michelle Smith Reardon in honor of her retirement and in grateful recognition of her dedication and commitment to the residents of Fayetteville. Michelle has dedicated over 25 years of her career to serving the community. From WIDU Radio, I'm Jamie Monticelli.
Good Monday morning. We start your day with partly cloudy skies and temperatures very mild in the mid-70s. We'll see extra cloud cover by this afternoon. Highs will be hot, reaching the mid-90s, and we'll have a chance for some isolated showers and a few storms. We're then mostly cloudy overnight into our Tuesday morning, with temperatures a bit cooler in the mid-60s. We'll only reach to around 90 degrees on Tuesday with extra cloud cover. We'll have some brief showers possible, but not a big rain chance. I'm meteorologist Grant Skinner in the NCN Weather Center.
Looking for ways to save energy and learn more about your utility services? Join Fayetteville PWC at the Free Power and Water Conservation Expo Friday, June 26th from 11 until 3 at Bordeaux Public Library. Stop by anytime for energy-saving tips, giveaways, and to meet PWC experts. Don't miss it. Visit FayPWC.com for details.
When we lose someone we love, the need for comfort, care, and guidance is more important than ever. At Herring Funeral Care and Cremations, we're here to walk you through every step. Located at 2720 Murchison Road here in Fayetteville, we are committed to serving families with compassion, dignity, and respect. Our experienced and dedicated staff will help you create a service that honors your loved one's memory, a final tribute that is meaningful, personal, and within your means. Whether traditional or uniquely tailored, we'll help you celebrate a life once lived with grace and understanding. At Herring Funeral Care and Cremations, your family becomes part of ours. Visit us today or call us at 910-488-6217 to learn more about how we can serve you when it matters most.
Hi, I'm Mitch Colvin, president of Colvin Funeral Home and Crematorium. For over 50 years, our family has provided professional services with dignity, compassion, and respect with families during a time of need. We realize funeral services are as unique as those we're honoring. We offer a variety of affordable, quality services tailored to meet each family's needs, specializing in burial and cremation services. Proudly servicing Cumberland, Robeson, Hope, Harnett, Bladen, and surrounding counties from 2 locations, 2010 Murchison Road, Fayetteville, 1904 Elizabethtown Road, Lumberton. For more information, visit our website, www.hmcolvin.com.
If you have been injured in a motor vehicle collision, you should understand that the insurance company is not on your side. It is the adjuster's job to get by with paying you as little as possible. Call personal injury trial lawyer Brent Adams now for a free no-obligation consultation. Call now, 910-888-8888. Don't hesitate. Call 8. At Brent Adams & Associates, we make things right.
For the flow. Make it ready for the flow. Make it
Coach, we're back. You have also on the line, Coach, you have Reverend Paul. He's out of town, but he thought it important enough to call in this morning to confer on this matter. So, Coach, back to you.
Well, good morning, Reverend Paul. Good, man. I hadn't seen you in a minute. So, listen, you got on your Knicks hat and a jersey this morning? Is Paul Willis?
Wait a minute, he should be there.
He should be, okay. Listen, I know Paul is keeps a good jersey now. I know, we seen enough Steelers jerseys come through the radio station.
Oh, I seen him wearing the Knicks stuff. He was, even before the first game, he was walking around, I was trying to have a show, and he was walking past with the Knicks stuff trying to distract me. And I was like, what's going on here? He walked past one time, walked past two times, and I knew what the deal was then.
Right. Paul will be sneaky with it too, because he'll have shoes to match the jersey. So you gotta
socks,
watch Paul.
Sir. Socks. I saw him with Steelers socks on.
He is. Listen, I love his dedication to his team. Is he on the line with us right now?
Okay. Nah. Well, I guess you got to move on. He did call in, so I don't know what the challenge is. But anyway, though,
I would like to get his take on the Knicks, because from a Knicks fan.
Yeah. Right.
When you're a basketball fan, that's one thing. When you're a Knicks fan, that's another thing. Especially at this juncture in the Knicks history.
You're right about that.
So you had inside of your stuff, Coach, the World Series for college baseball. It's interesting.
Yeah.
But anyway, though, I'll let you comment on that, But, baseball at the collegiate level perhaps is getting a little more of attention.
Well, yeah, big win for Carolina. They headed to the UNC men's baseball team, headed to the World Series, College World Series. Big win and walk off in the ninth to project them into the World Series. So just wanted to make sure we didn't forget about the local regional team, Carolina, and they're doing well. They've had a a really good program for a long time, so this is not a surprise.
Right.
But baseball is a long season, and it's tough, because you think about this. College has been out for a month, maybe.
A month,
right? You still got games going on. You playing into the summer. It's hot. Your friends are vacationing, and you still playing baseball. So just want to give credit where credit is due. Congratulations to the Tar Heels.
Right, and this is their 13th trip to Omaha. So, this is not new for them. And 2 out of the last 3 years they've been there. So they're putting up a good program, and so wishing them all the best that they can bring home the trophy.
What about the Carolina Hurricanes? We are in the NHL. We're in the NHL finals. We're down, but we're in there. Has anybody? I hadn't had a chance to watch any of those games. Has anybody watched them play yet?
Oh yeah, there have been some tight games. They lost in double overtime, 5-4. The last one, and the time before that, they came back and won in overtime. So all the games have been tight. They're down 2-1 to Vegas right now, but every game has been nip and tuck. I mean, the last game they were down 4 goals. They came back and tied it, but they lost in overtime. So all the games have been close. But, Carolina keeps playing from behind, man, and sometimes that catches up with you. So they're behind 2-1, but I still like their odds because they are doing very well. So, yeah.
They play tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. So you got a chance to even this thing up,
right?
Which will be big. Listen, I think one of the things about the Hurricanes, they don't get a lot of credit. Unless you're a hockey fan, because, when they moved here, I was thinking, wow, I didn't realize we had that many hockey fans in North Carolina. But And so I don't think they get a lot of press unless you're just a hockey fan and you'll pay attention to what they do. But quietly, they've had a very successful franchise since they've been here.
Yeah. Right.
Sure.
Yeah.
They have.
Well, look, Coach, I believe you have Reverend Paul on now. Reverend Paul, you there?
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, there he's
Good
there
morning,
now.
young man.
Yeah, I saw him yesterday, so I don't have to repeat what I said. I gave him an earful yesterday, okay?
I mean,
Paul, we need your expert analysis on why the Knicks are up 2-0, and then what you expect moving forward.
Yeah, so the Knicks are they're locked in. I mean, the way that they're playing, if you look at it by stats, by paper, the Spurs are the greater team. We talked about it when the playoffs started that that the champs was coming out of the West, but when the Knicks locked in after being down to the Hawks in that first round, they locked in and they have came through the East, even though the East is weaker than the West, and they showed their resilience in Game 1, and then I think it was more mental on San Antonio's part in Game 2. And so moving forward to tonight as well as Game 4 in New York, I think really, of course, if New York kind of keeps the same attack mode, they'll be all right. I think the biggest challenge with San Antonio is they have to get this out of their mental state. It's almost as if, and I heard Kenny Smith bring it up, that Orlando-Houston finals where Nick Anderson missed 2 free throws.
Right.
And after that, Nick Anderson as a player was never the same.
Oh, yeah.
And right now, and right now, the stakes is high with the finals, and as great of a team and as great of a player as Wembanyama is, right now it is locked in their mind. And I think it will be a sweep. If not, it'll be a gentleman's sweep. But the Knicks have it this year.
This brings up a good question. So what does this mean for Mike Brown if he gets to win this title?
Oh, yeah. That's a great question. I think it puts Mike Brown on a whole nother level as a coach, because many people looked at him winning with LeBron, that it was because of LeBron. But now him taking Knicks, they come number 3 in the Eastern Conference playoffs, taking them all the way to the finals. And with the championship, Mike Brown's on a whole nother level.
Yes.
But Paul, hey, Coach, let me say something, though, real quick. Paul, you see what happens when you move on from coaches who are ineffective? Remember that for other sports.
Wow.
Oh, man.
Shots fired. Shots fired.
I hear you. And I hope for our Steelers that we do start and have a good season, a good future. Yeah. But look, I don't want to bury Mike Tomlin. I just want to part ways. I think he was a great coach. He didn't do everything that he should have done, but I still love and appreciate him. So DL, you ain't gonna make me turn bad on Tomlin.
So that brings up another question for you, Paul. So you got Aaron Rodgers back for another season.
Yeah.
What happened in the draft? Did you get some outside help with the receivers?
And I think DL can speak more on that, man. I was just torn with this. It feels like a soap opera with Aaron Rodgers. It's like,
right.
At the end of each episode, they still prolong it, and that's what he did with the Steelers. And so I'm the way that DL feels about Tomlin. That's how I feel about our relationship with Aaron Rodgers. You know, he's a great quarterback, but he is just terrible during the off season.
Yeah, they need to part ways with Aaron Rodgers. I'd rather see the Steelers do what they can do for another quarterback, and if they don't do well, this is going to be a deep draft coming up next year for quarterback. So I don't understand keeping a 42-year-old quarterback and paying your defense that's poor is a bunch of money. I mean, I don't get what the Steelers organization is doing now.
Well, and my question to you, Dia, are we changing our defensive coaches? I mean, with Tomlin gone, does Mike McCarthy bring in a whole other defensive group of coaches to make that expensive defensive team better?
Yeah, well, they didn't bring back any of Tomlin's assistant coaches. Mike McCarthy brought in, and he brought in extra coaches too. And if you go to their website, you'll be surprised the makeup of that coach. He got like a lot more coaches than Tomlin had, and I was kind of surprised at the makeup too. The defense coordinators from the Raiders, he came from Patrick Graham. He's a Bill Belichick disciple, Ivy League graduate. We're going to be surprised, I think.
Okay. Well, yeah. To take him from the Raiders, I think that's good. That's for Troy's sake.
See, that's okay. That's all right.
So y'all got a quarterback now. So you think the Raiders fortunes will turn around this year with a rookie quarterback?
Yeah.
They'll beat the Steelers. That's the main thing.
They're not on the schedule this year. Not on the schedule.
Huh?
They're not on the schedule this year.
Yeah,
but hey,
y'all. That's right, because y'all avoided the teams that could beat you. But anyway, continue.
Oh, wow. Yeah, but hey, but Coach Brickey, to jump back on the Hurricanes real quick, and you brought up something why folks love you so much. One thing that the owner did, the Hartford Whalers, they changed the color scheme, changed the name to the Hurricanes, and they kept the color scheme of NC State because that was a multi-use facility, which was smart. And in the military, you had Seymour Johnson in Goldsboro, less than an hour away from Raleigh, and then you had Fayetteville, Fort Bragg area. So you had folks from all over the United States that came from hockey teams, and that was that was a big draw. And now that Lenovo, the big computer conglomerate, owns it, they're trying to bring in a Major League Baseball team. I think they'll be successful. So, but one last thing about hockey, Coach, I watched it come back. It's about transition defense in hockey. It's not a lot of scoring, but if you don't get back and protect that goal, to play hockey, you better be in shape because you got to be able to skate and stay in shape, and it's all about defense in hockey, getting back and helping your goalie out.
Yeah, another point about the fan support is in the Triangle area, there are a lot of transplants from the Northeast.
Right.
So in the Northeast, there's a lot of hockey being played, and so they understand and appreciate it probably better than we do because we didn't grow up with hockey in North Carolina. So unless somebody took you to see it, we just weren't exposed to it. Or you just, you had somebody to watch it on television growing up. But so I appreciate the fact that we have, a variety of professional teams in the state of North Carolina. I've been to a couple of Hurricane games. It's really fun. Like I still don't understand the rules, but it's a fun. It's an electric atmosphere. It's a way more chaos when you see it live in the rink than you can really determine from the television. So. It's a cool experience.
So, question in regards to hockey in North Carolina, I know we don't have any high school hockey teams. Do we have any college hockey teams?
I think there's some club teams. I don't think they're like official university-sponsored sports, but I think Duke and Carolina. And maybe in Wake, they have a club program, and they compete I don't know how that works, but there are some not sanctioned by the NCAA, but they do have some programs.
Yeah. So and I just said that because it's interesting for hockey to not be that big in high school and college, but we have it in a professional, as a professional team.
Look, when I lived in Toronto, I would train some athletes in different rec centers, and I went into many rec centers that had 2 hockey rinks.
Wow.
And I would talk to parents, and so this is how big hockey is in Canada. They said it's so hard to get ice time that you have to have that rec center, and they said the ice is busy all day long because they got all these teams. It's a different animal in Canada because hockey is the number one sport there,
right.
and basketball is emerging, but hockey is by far the biggest sport.
So we understand why Canada is so upset when USA beats them in hockey.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But think about this. So the population of the country of Canada, not Toronto, the country is only about 37 million. So that's a handful of people. Because we're about 10 times the size of by population of Canada. So just numbers wise, that probably keeps us about even.
Gotcha. Wow.
Anybody followed the ladies? I tell you what, I got to pick up my WNBA viewership now. I got busy over the weekend, and I watched about half a game, but I don't know what's going on. Has anybody followed the ladies?
Yeah, I haven't.
You usually keep your TV on a bunch of sports. You haven't followed the ladies?
The ladies. Oh well, I can tell you this: up in Indiana, now I've been a Fever fan. Tamika Catchings, because watched her dad Harvey play for the Bucks back in the 80s, and I've been a Fever fan since 2009, and I'm a Caitlin Clark fan. But Caitlin needs to grow up. She complains and whines too much, and she's a flopper. And they need to sit down and find out what direction they want to go in with her, and because they're not getting rid of her because she brings in the
too
crowd.
much revenue, right?
But her game needs to evolve because she's not a good ball handler and she's a liability on defense. My only thing is, I know she's limited in certain areas, but the excessive complaining I'm just disappointed in her. And her coach, who's a veteran coach, who won as an assistant when they won the only title in 2009, they need to have a sit down with her.
Yeah, well, the thing with Caitlin is because she knows she's a superstar and everybody is looking to her, the crowd is. So you're right. She whines a lot. And right now they're just a 500 team, right? They're just 5-5, and her statistics are not that great right now. But Minnesota, the Lynx is really doing well, and Atlanta with Angel Reese, those are the two best teams in terms of wins and losses right now. But again, with Caitlin, because she knows that so many eyes are on her and she probably gets favored a lot because of who she is. That's why she does all that whining and flopping. But again, the game is evolving. You're right, and the women's game is getting exciting. And I'm find myself tuning in to watching some of those games. So it's a good thing.
We have a question. So if she's flopping and whining. She's a superstar. Did you think she's watching film on LeBron?
And SGA.
Well, I can tell you this. She's no LeBron James because LeBron James is one of the top 5 of all time, and Caitlin's not. It's not all of it's her fault. Caitlin likes to run because she still gets the assists out. She's still the assist leader. The coaches the coaches need to decide what offense they're going to run, and they need to decide, are they going to keep the people who want to slow it down on the team on the floor a large percentage of the time? Because you can't, with Caitlin Clark, she's not a half-court person. She likes to run, get the ball out, get the ball to her big people, and get open for her three-pointers.
But you still just avoided my point. Flopper and complainer. Now, I never played, but I can see that.
Well, you compare it to LeBron James, and I wouldn't. She's not LeBron James. Asia Wilson is the best WNBA player.
Absolutely.
And she's going to submit her legacy if she wins another title this year with the Las Vegas Aces.
Right.
Yeah. It's Caitlin is in a weird position. She's carrying some of the WNBA because of her popularity.
Yes.
She's very popular. She's selling jerseys. She's putting fans in the seats. So, she's got some leverage, and maybe that's why she's a little bit more inclined to flop sometimes.
Absolutely.
Because you got some leverage with the league.
Yeah.
They understand your value, and so they need you on the floor as much as possible.
Yeah, and would you say that, Coach, because they had more primetime games than I think the Las Vegas Aces, and folks were upset.
Right.
But at least folks ain't picking on Caitlin because you got footage of her father in college. They showed him from the crowd. He's telling her to shut up, stop complaining. So it is not like she's just getting it from random folks like me. She's getting it from her dad, too.
Right. Well, you know what? And how old is she? 25, maybe? And sometimes you got to mature. When I was 25, I was in a different mindset. So, sometimes you gotta take some lumps. Like, maybe sometimes I think about this for San Antonio. I think about when the Bulls couldn't get over the hump with the Pistons, and they finally broke the rule. But it took them 3 years. They had to go through some battles, some tough losses. And then you had to beat Detroit to go to the finals in your third year. So maybe that's what San Antonio needs, because you think they've got to be. Are they the youngest team in the league? If not, they've got to be the second youngest team in the league.
They're the second youngest.
Second youngest, and so you think, somebody said this earlier. The Knicks have experience. They've got older players. They've been through some battles. They're a little bit more battle tested than San Antonio, because when things get tough, the Knicks will say, "We've been here." When San Antonio things get tough for San Antonio, they're looking around like, "What do we do?" We have been here, so maybe that's a factor as well.
Yeah. Look, Coach, you got less than a minute. Just know that Donald J. will be on the sidelines giving the coach some some things. If things don't go right, Donald J. is there, okay?
All right. Well, listen, I picked the Spurs to win it. I'm sticking with the Spurs. I don't think it's over.
It's not over, Doc. It's not over.
Tonight. Spurs win by at least 15 tonight.
It's not over. Spurs sticking it tonight, Doc, and then we're going to move on.
Okay, guys, well, look. Our time is up. I've enjoyed you guys. Well, look, we'll see what happens tonight inside of the thread. Look, you guys have a great one. It's going to be hot today. You guys be careful out there with your pets and everything else. Matter of fact, now you can't be having your dog tied up out there now. That's against the law in Cumberland County, okay? Let him inside, put him in the air conditioner or something like that. Anyway, well then, have a great one. Appreciate you. Coach Brickey Sports Show. We out of here.